So good morning again. This is the hopefully the last video of my great guitar build off since the last time I recorded this. It was going to be the last video too, but sometimes that doesn't work out quite how you want it to. So before I do anything else, I do need to thank some people. Um, I think first I ought to thank the folks at Crimson, and in particular Ben Crow. I started watching their channel on YouTube a couple years ago, and that's what inspired me to even think that I could build a guitar. So that's kind of where my inspiration for doing this project came from. In the midst of doing the project, I've interacted with a lot of super cool people, both in the little Discord group that we got set up and people who comment to me on YouTube. So specifically, that is going to be Michael Shasari, Ben Tyerman, and Doug Otto, who were in the Discord group, and Scott Green and Steve Eason, who interacted with me on YouTube. You guys were awesome. There is no way that I would have gotten through this project without help from other people. So I'm truly, truly, truly grateful for that. So what you're about to see, this is my final build video. There'll be timestamps and stuff down below if you want to see things like the gratuitous time-lapse videos, or you just want to see photos of the guitars, or you want to see some really horrible playing. All that stuff is there. So all that is time linked down below. You can go see that if you want to. So the story of this, I've never built any guitars before. So it's something I wanted to do for a long time. I decided now that I have access to a proper wood shop through my school that it was a thing I wanted to try. So I've done that. I did all the building here at the high school. So I also need to thank my administration for basically giving me unfettered access to our wood shop, which is something I full of tools that I would have neither the space nor the money for at my own house. So I did all the building here. I've learned pretty much everything from YouTube or from people interacting with me. I built two guitars, even though the idea of this competition was only to build one. The reason I built two is because I knew I was going to screw a bunch of stuff up. And in fact, I did. Um, so the blue guitar that you're going to see, I think it's a second in all my videos. Is the one I'm building for myself. It's the one that I tried to make most of my mistakes on. And again, I did. I made plenty of mistakes. The Telecaster style guitar that's made out of walnut. The special deal with that Telecaster is that lumber came out of my great grandfather's sawmill. So that lumber is about 100 years old. It used to be a piece of furniture that he built for my grandmother. I took that, I resawed it, I glued it up into a body blank, and I made that guitar, and that guitar is now with my dad. It was his grandfather. So that Walnut Telecaster is not anything special by way of the design of the guitar or anything like that, but it is special within my family. So that has gone to my dad. I'll keep the blue guitar. That'll probably become the thing that I mess around with and try other luthiery experiments upon. Um, Before you dig deeper into this video, if you are here to judge me against other people in such a way that you're trying to decide a winner, I can help you with that. I'm not going to win this contest, and I shouldn't. These are the first two guitars that I've built, and the other people in this contest are phenomenal woodworkers and phenomenal luthiers. Um, I'm not in the same league with them, and I'm fine with that. I've gotten what I wanted to out of this endeavor. Um, I've built two guitars. I'm probably going to build more because I have learned so much in spite of the frustration that I endured at times. I've learned a lot, and I want to be able to apply what I've learned to other things. So this is probably an endeavor that I'm going to undertake again. So, with all that being said, again, I want to thank everybody who has followed along, who's given me advice, who's interacted with me in the Discord, all that other good stuff. Um, Again, timestamps are below. Thank you all for the awesome experience, and hopefully I'll be able to do this again in the future. And whatever you're doing right now, please just be safe out there, be good to the people around you, and I look forward to watching your videos so I can decide or help decide who I think this year's will be. You guys take care. Peace. Here is guitar number one. This is the Walnut Telecaster. Take a couple steps closer to it, just kind of tell you what we've got going on here. We have a flame maple neck and back. It's the body, like I said, of this one that is kind of the special piece. This is walnut that is going to be close to 100 years old, 97, 98 years old, and this came out of my great-grandfather's sawmill. It used to be a bed that he made for my great-grandmother as a wedding present. So all of the dot markers are plugs that were cut from this same walnut, and the side dots are dust and glue that are also from that same walnut. So yeah, that's really the special part about this guitar. The pickups are Seymour Duncan 54 vintage. It is a Fender vintage Tele bridge. The tuners are just vintage Fender tuners. The pickup ring is one that I quote-unquote designed and cut out myself. And then just a standard wiring for the controls. Right now, there's no knobs on them because I bought knobs, and yeah, they didn't fit. So at this point, that's kind of a low-level concern for me. So that is this first guitar, and I will go on to a playing. here is my second guitar. This is the single piece ash body. It has got two custom wound Jazzmaster type pickups in it. Those pickups were wound for me by Doug Otto with Otto Guitars. We have a nice flame maple neck, which I don't know if that's going to show up as well in the video as it will in the photos. You will notice that it does not have any strings on it. The reason for that is when I designed this guitar body, I kind of brought it out of my own head, and it was before I knew very much about designing guitars. Not like I know a lot now, but I know more anyway. And it turned out that I was going to end up to have all of this empty space near the back of the guitar, which I didn't like, and I thought I would fill that up with a trapeze tailpiece. Well, as it turns out, and it's kind of obvious to me looking at it now, the string spacing on that tailpiece is nowhere near the same as the string spacing on the bridge, so that was an idea that was just never going to work. So I've got a proper tailpiece coming for that is actually designed to go with the bridge. Yeah, so that will turn this into a final instrument. I did string it up and play it just a tiny bit with one string so that you can hear when we do the quote unquote play demonstration that this is actually a playable guitar. It does make noise and stuff like that. But yeah, that is that. Now we'll turn it around real quick too. You can see that I'm doing this in my classroom. So yeah, nice piece of flame maple on the neck, if that will pop just a little bit on the video. Both these guitars I did use proper threaded insert bolts instead of screws because I want to be nice and strong. So yep, here's the second guitar.